Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back to Peach Domino Papercraft. I am Nate, your host. And today I wanted to show you a new journal I made with a Paper Bee kit. And the kit is Winnie the Pooh and also the Winnie the Pooh freebie. So, yeah, like I said, I made this kit, or made this journal using the Paper Bee kits Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh freebie. And I used this page for the cover because how could you not put Winnie the Pooh on the cover of a Winnie the Pooh journal? And I was going to use, I had found a picture of the little golden book spine, but I decided against it and just went with a pattern paper from the Paper Bee. And then another pattern paper on the back. And I found this at a store called Daiso. It's a Japanese dollar store type of thing. It's originally a luggage tag, but I thought that would be perfect for the cover. And yes, I keep getting these little black spots on it because I have little black spots on my hands from the ink. So let me get those off my hands so I don't mess up the book. Okay, so I'm going to show you 99.9% of this book. There is one page that the recipient of this book will have to discover on their own. So you don't get to see that page, but you get to see everything else. You ready? Okay, so let me zoom you in a little. Starting off with the front cover. I made a cover page for my seams out of another pattern in the kit. Used the library pocket here. And you can see my stamp got put in sideways, but that's okay. You can still tell it's flamingo. And right here is the Winnie the Pooh freebie that comes with, or it's separate, but also from the Paper Bee. And it's just this little mini folio folder thingy. I can't remember where I put the pocket that's supposed to go here, so I just made one. And it comes with some little tickets and some little tickets that are still attached. If you have one of those little perforation maker thingies, I wish I could tell you what they're actually called, but I always call them a perforation maker. They got little dots on them in a circle, and you run it over and it makes holes in your paper. Yeah, one of those. If you got one of those, you can make a real ticket style out of it. It comes with this waterfall, which you can see I just printed this on the back and made this little waterfall, and even the back comes up, so there's lots of journaling there. And then I chose this page for the first page because it's got that wonderful opening quote. Well, I don't know if that's the opening quote from the book. I've never actually read Winnie the Pooh as an adult, but it's got this quote that I thought would be a great opener. I'm going to zoom you out just a little bit so you can see the whole page. There we go. Okay, we got this lovely quote. And you can see we've got plenty of writing room on the back. I found these Winnie the Pooh flashcards at Dollar Tree, and I use those in several places. In this one, it's a pocket. And these are cards that came from Tara Jacobson. What is her site? I'll put the link in the description box to that too. But it's freebies. I had signed up for her newsletter, which is fine by me. She has amazing stuff as well. And then this is some 20-year-old vellum graph paper that I had bought when I was in college, and I just like the effect it gives on top of the image there. And then this more pages. I made these set of pockets were from the kit, and I took these, and these were also from the kit, but I glued them together to make them double-sided like that because I didn't like the thickness of my cardstock. So I just worked with what I had and glued something on the back from the same kit for each of them. You see two have flowers and one has a quote. And I made this waterfall here where I did my first tries. Well, not really my first tries, but I'm working on learning how to do inking with sprays. And you can see I did a different colored palette for each that kind of matches the paper used. And it kind of bled through some right there. And you can see where it kind of got glued down, but we're not going to talk about that. And this was my first try at ink blending. And I kind of like it, kind of gives a tie-dyed look. But I want to try out some more things, you know, and go along and see what else I can do with it. And then here's a paper that I just had laying around, another page from the kit, and I made these tabs mostly from the Tara Jacobson stuff. This is paper I had dyed with red Kool-Aid. Here's another page. Now I didn't do anything to the background on this page, but that's okay. I have this pocket here with another flashcard and another Tara Jacobson card. I think the Tara Jacobson stuff looks really good with the Paper Bee stuff. And I may start using more of her stuff in my kits, but I really think it looks good with the Paper Bee stuff. These are two more of the flashcards as a pocket. Another flashcard. Another Tara Jacobson card. You can see this orange dyed paper, and you can't tell it's orange on the camera, but it is. Let me show you a white page up against this orange page. See, you can see the difference there, but it's much more orange in person than it is on camera. And they also have line backs in the Paper Bee kit, so you can put lined backs on your pages if you'd like. Quotes all throughout. Not on every page, but you don't want quotes on every page. This is another page that I just had laying around. And I made this, and now this is a pocket. This piece is from the Tara Jacobson kit, but I like the way it looked on this Paper Bee pattern paper. I think it matched in really well. And secret pocket. There's nothing in this secret pocket. But what I did is I just glued the Paper Bee paper to the back of this around and cut it so it would look like it kind of meant to be there. And then you have that secret pocket back there. Secret journaling. Here's another Paper Bee pocket with another couple of cards in it. The back side of one of the Paper Bee pages. And this is more Paper Bee pattern paper, and this is another set of inking that I did, ink blending. And I don't like the way the sky turned out as much, but I love the way this grass turned out, and that was purely an accident. But I'm gonna have to work on my blending in the sky there. Couple more cards in that belly band, and then another page from the Paper Bee, and then two more pages, both from the Paper Bee. You can see they're two different signatures, and there's tabs all over the place in this. I wanted to make sure there were a lot of tabs so you could have lots of different sections. Another Paper Bee pocket and tag. I was going to say tab. It's not a tab, it's a tag. But I did not leave... Well, I did leave space back at the back. It just needs something really thin to go in there. So, I'll set that aside. I can't get it back in real quick. This is blue dyed paper. You know those little drink packets that you put in water? And this was Sonic Ocean Water. Those drink packets work great for dyeing paper. Another part of the Paper Bee. And then this pocket I did as a belly band. Ooh, I gotta glue it a little bit right there. We'll just hold that down. I did this pocket as another belly band with this bookmark in between. And then here you can see the little grass spurts That's where I found out that how to do that, and it was accidental, like I said. But I did the back of this page, and then I added this from something else I had a bunch of worksheet pages that I printed off for one of my nephews, and he didn't end up using them. So I cut them up, and I made a big box of writing spots so that I can just pull something out and slap it down, and boom, writing spot. And right here, I took an offcut from one of my dyed pages and cut it up to make it look like washi tape. I was going to use this. You can always use your offcuts as little washi tapes. Actually, I might go back. I think I'm gonna go back and add a couple of these over the top of that, just to make it look kind of nifty. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna leave that right there. So I'll go back and do that. Some more paper. I think this came from the Dollar General in a pack, and it was several colors and several patterns. Paper bee kit page right there. Another one of the paper pack, and I did some inking on the side, and I wasn't thinking, and I didn't do the inking before I added in this belly band right here. Yes, that's a belly band right there. You can see it poking up over here. I meant for it to try to stay flat, but that didn't work. But yeah, got a little belly band here made out of cards. And then in this, you can see this right here, because that's a pocket. This is another piece from the Tara Jacobson set, and I made this folio out of some scrapbook paper I had, and I just added a bunch of pieces in. This is a cutout from the flashcard, and it's just a simple 3-fold folio with a simple pocket across the bottom, some tags, and I made this tag. This is also, I believe, from the Winnie the Pooh freebie, but it may be from the main Winnie the Pooh kit. But I really like this tag because, as well as being a cute little tag, secret journaling spot. I wanted to add in a whole bunch of secret journaling spots, because when you go to journal, not everything needs to be seen. And then I just made sure, these are little clusters I made out of offcuts. Then I just made sure my pocket was big enough to hold the folio. And ta-da! Okay, and there's, I love this quote. This is one of my favorite Winnie the Pooh quotes right here. And here's another different technique I'm not sure about for my ink blending. I like it. I do, and it's going to have its uses, but I'm unsure what they are right now. And there's a pocket made from the Paper Bee kit, and you can see that I did not, again, ink this page before I put the pocket on. You didn't see that. I guess you are going to see 100% if you look close. Another page and some more ink blending. And this here, I put this pocket on the back of this journaling page, but I found this, and it's just different Winnie the Pooh quotes. So I just left them as is and left them there so that the recipient can cut them up and put them throughout the journal wherever they want. And then this here is more journal. There's another 2 secret journaling spots, one on this page and one on the next. And I don't think you'll be able to find it anytime soon. I'm not going to show you where it is. That's up to the recipient. But I just collaged, and this was a piece of paper that I had found online and went to print, but I wasn't printing from the right program, so it just printed out this small square. So I just cut out the square, and boom, 6x6 paper. And this is some scrapbook paper that I ripped up and put down, and you can see I put this little tag down as a belly band. And there's another journaling spot here that I'm not going to show you. And then this is a wonderful quote. I love this. She used all the best quotes in this. She really did. I love it. Here's another paper bee pocket on top of some more ink blending I did. Or ink something. I don't know if it's blending or not. This already had a cut in it, but I was like, you know, it's okay. It's okay. We'll figure out a way to cover that up someday. Some more paper, another paper bee pocket, and then I thought this would be the perfect last page of the book. It just felt really right. And then this envelope here comes off. I always like to make my envelopes to where they come off with Velcro, and inside are some more cards. So yeah, that is the, what happened here? Oh, there it is. It just got stuck. That is the Winnie the Pooh journal made out of the paper bee kit Winnie the Pooh and Winnie the Pooh freebie. So that's going to go to somebody it's already spoken for. I'm going to go back in with these and I'm just going to tear pieces off and glue them. Actually, I'm going to do that right now, because if I don't, I will forget. Just a dab of glue, and I'm going to glue them kind of through the middle of that orange paper, of all different sizes. Big ones, little ones, some as big as your head. And if anybody knows what that's from, you're better than I thought. No, I'm just kidding. That's from The Lion King, when Zazu is singing the coconut song. Of course, some people don't know The Lion King, they just know the coconut song, and that's okay too. See, they don't have to be perfect, just gives it a little more flair, a little more oomph. Oh no, that one fell on the desk.